Alright, so let's talk about a group that didn't just top the charts. They completely redrew the map of what global superstardom looks like. We're talking, of course, about BLACKPINK, and we're going to break down exactly how they built their incredible empire.
To really get a sense of the scale we're dealing with, let's just start with a number. $148 million. That's the mind-blowing amount their Born Pink tour raked in, making it the highest-grossing tour by a female group ever. I mean, that's not just success. That is a full-on cultural and financial juggernaut.
And that, right there, leads us to the big question we're tackling in this explainer. How in the world did four amazingly talented artists, Lisa, Jennie, Jisoo, and Rosé, manage to build a global empire out of a K-pop group?
So here's how we're going to unpack it. First, we'll look at their immense power as a single unit. Then, we're going to zoom in on the individual strengths of each member. And finally, we'll bring it all back together to see how they're forging one single future from two very distinct paths.
Okay, let's dive into part 1, Icons of an Era. Because before they were these individual powerhouses, they were a collective force, a phenomenon that just completely took the world by storm.
You know, their rise was just meteoric. Absolutely insane. They debuted in 2016 and were an instant smash hit. But the real game changer? 2019. Headlining Coachella wasn't just another big gig. It was a huge signal to the world that K-pop was now a dominant force in Western music. And from there, it was a straight shot to 2023, where their Born Pink tour didn't just sell out, it totally shattered world records. It's an incredible trajectory.
But here's the thing about an empire like this. It's built on incredibly strong pillars. And in this case, that's the 4 members. So let's look at each one, starting with the group's absolute powerhouse performer, Lisa.
Lisa's story is just wow. It's all about pure grit and determination. She was born in Thailand, auditioned for YG Entertainment when she was only 13 years old. A year later, she moves to Seoul, doesn't even know the language, and just throws herself into 5 years of the most intense training imaginable. That incredible dedication is what forged her into the fierce, multilingual rapper and dancer we all know today.
And all that hard work, it paid off, big time. Her solo success is just staggering. Get this, 9. As a solo artist, Lisa holds 9 Guinness World Records. That's not just impressive, it's proof of her massive global reach, all on her own.
So, you're a global superstar. You've got all this power. What's your next move? Well, you take control. In 2024, Lisa launched LO Loud Co., her very own management label to steer her solo career exactly how she wants.
All right, from a powerhouse performer, let's pivot to a global trendsetter. Next up is Jennie, the group's undeniable fashion maven.
Jennie's got this really interesting global background that you can totally see in her style. She spent a chunk of her childhood in New Zealand before coming back to Korea to train with YG. It's that unique presence and perspective that quickly earned her the nickname Human Chanel, cementing her as a true fashion icon.
But don't get it twisted, she is so much more than a style icon. Her debut single, Solo, has over 1 billion with a B views on YouTube. A number like that isn't just a hit song, you guys. That's a full-on cultural moment that proved just how immense her power is as a solo artist.
And yeah, you guessed it. Just like Lisa, Jennie decided to take the reins of her own solo destiny. Back in 2023, she founded her own company, Odd Atelier, to manage all of her personal projects, from her music to her fashion ventures.
Next up is Jisoo. She's this incredible artist who just seamlessly moves between the world of music and the world of acting, with a captivating voice and a really promising career on screen.
Jisoo really honed her craft at the super prestigious School of Performing Arts in Seoul. And while fans, of course, love her unique voice, she's also getting huge acclaim for her lead acting role in the series Snowdrop. It just goes to show how versatile she is as an artist, and it's no surprise she's an ambassador for giants like Dior and Cartier.
And when it comes to her solo power? Oh, it's undeniable. Her debut album, Me, didn't just sell well. It became the best-selling album by a female soloist in the history of South Korea. I mean, she didn't just break a record, she completely shattered it.
And following that same playbook, in 2024, Jisoo launched her own personal label Blissoo, creating a home for all her acting and music ventures, and giving her total creative control.
And that brings us to the final member of this incredible quartet, Rosé, an artist who is celebrated around the world for a voice that, once you hear it, you will never forget.
So, Rosé was born in New Zealand, grew up in Australia, and her whole K-pop journey kicked off at an audition in Sydney. After 4 years of intense training, she debuted with BLACKPINK, and critics and fans alike pretty much immediately fell in love with what they call her golden voice.
And when she went solo, the impact was instantaneous, and honestly, historic. With her song On the Ground, Rosé became the very first K-pop soloist to ever top the Billboard Global 200 chart. That wasn't just a win for her, it was a massive milestone for K-pop itself.
Okay, so let's recap. We have 4 individual superstars, each one building their own brand, their own company. So what does that actually mean for BLACKPINK as a group? Well, that brings us to our final section, one future, two paths.
All right, this slide right here is really the key to understanding their whole strategy. On the left, you see all the branches of their solo careers, their own labels, solo music, acting gigs, but look how they're all growing from the same strong trunk on the right, their unified commitment to the group. They've all renewed their group contract and are already planning another world tour. Think about it. They're building these massive personal empires, but at the same time, they're actually making the foundation of BLACKPINK even stronger. It's brilliant.
So why does this whole thing work so well? Why does it connect with so many people? Well, it's this powerful mix. You have incredibly diverse artistry, so there's someone for everyone. They're true cultural ambassadors for K-pop on the world stage. They're undeniable trendsetters in fashion and way beyond. But the secret sauce, the real magic here, is their individuality within unity. You have 4 strong, distinct artists who come together to create something even more powerful than the sum of their amazing parts.
And all of this leaves us with one big, fascinating thought. BLACKPINK is basically pioneering a whole new model where solo success and group identity aren't fighting each other. They're actually feeding each other. So the question isn't just what's next for them. It's, with 4 empires all under the umbrella of one group, what does the future of stardom itself look like now?